Hello students, how are you all? Today we are going to discuss few sort of the things which are going to be very informative as far as international retailing is concerned. What do you mean international retailing? Retail operations which actually takes care retail operations which will be conducted internationally. Understand? What is the main objective of going for internalization of the retail activities? Because at certain point of time the local customers or else the domestic market, what happens, which is going to be exhausted. Understand? Sometimes it becomes very difficult to find even the proven companies also to find customers in the domestic markets. At that time they look forward any other alternatives. The best alternative is going to be the sending the produced products to the other countries in order to cater the needs of what you call those people. So basically the internalization takes place in order to improve the businesses, in order to improve the retail businesses, especially if I speak, and also to grab the existing markets internationally. Right? Now today we are going to discuss various trends as far as internalization of retail activities are concerned. Like the first one is internationalization, second one is value driven retailer to values driven retailer, improved service offerings, diversifying private brands. So under trends in internalization of retail, so let us discuss about the internationalization, right? So under internationalization, what happens? Generally the companies which have what you called sold out products going to be expanded to the other markets which are there outside the borders of the country. Now here the internationalization means domestic markets have been drenching, particularly in Asia. The main reason for going for internationalization is the domestic markets have been what you call drenched out. What do you mean by that? The people whoever usually purchase the products, now what is happening? They have stopped to purchase the products. So because of that, what happens? All the left out produced goods need to be sold somewhere. The best alternative is going to be the internationalization. So generally, immediately the internationalization means the producers will not start their production units in different nations. Okay. So they are going to tie up with what you call those companies which are already doing business in those respective nations, like in the forms of what you call joint ventures or else what you call the trade pacts. Okay. Overall way, the basic purpose of the internationalization is nothing but to increase the business. So as far as the internationalization is concerned, in order to have that smooth flow of this activity, few unions also evolved over a period of time. Like NAFTA is there. Understand? So NAFTA stands for North American Free Trade. So here, what do you find? You find the members as Canada, Mexico, USA. This trade pact actually initiated in the year 1992, but commenced on 1st of January 1994. So immediately after comings of this trade pacts, what happened, these member countries have been lifted, isn't it? So many tariffs on what to call various kinds of consumer products. Either way, mutually encouraging each other in order to improve their internationalization activities as far as retail business is concerned. Okay. Same way, European Union is there. So here you find almost 28 countries. Of late, very, very recently, the England withdrew from this European Union, understand? Now here you can have now 27 countries. The main purpose of European Union is nothing but the creation of the free market. So among all these 27 countries, anyone can move freely to anywhere. There will not be any kind of restrictions in terms of goods are concerned, in terms of services are concerned. Okay. Few of the members under European Union would be like Austria is there, Belgium is there, Bulgaria is there, Denmark is there, Italy is there, France is there, Spain is there, Sweden is there. Understand? So what is the main purpose of these, bodies, NAFTA or else what we call European Unions, to give boosting to the internationalization. That means few companies, whichever wants to expand leaps and bounds, whichever wants to do their business in other nations, understand? These kinds of what we call unions are going to encourage. As far as the companies are concerned, Nike, Staples, very well, Nike is a American multinational company, okay, which produces footwears, apparels and all what we call related things. So, in India, there are 7 Nike manufacturing units are there. They produce 5 types of footwears and as well as 2 types of apparels also. Basically, this one is an American company, now manufacturing in India also because of this internationalization. Okay. Now, Staples. Again, which one is an American office retail company. What is an office retail company? The Staples company, sells the products which are related, which are useful for the office purpose. So they actually what you called started stepping into the India also, like Target, Tesco. These are all few other famous retail companies from US and as well as the UK. Slowly started entering into the Asian markets. So all these what you call things are supports the fact that internationalization is going to be much more effective. Okay. So what is internationalization? The local companies are the companies which are stick to a particular nation, particular country, will start exporting goods or doing business from their what you call countries itself with other nations. Understand? So this is the one of the latest trends as far as what you call the retail activities are concerned. The next one is a value driven retail and to values driven retailer. So value driven retail to values driven retailer. Understand? This is one more very, very important trend as far as the retail activities are concerned. Here what happens? Satisfy the customer needs by taking into consideration their changing lifestyle like increasing finances and family, time constraints, personal and social obligations. So the companies which uses this kind of methodology, first of all, they studies the kind of customers what they got and as well as what called various kinds of problems what they are facing. Based upon that, they go what you called providing services to the respective customers. The best example is Amazon Kindle, one of the largest online books provider, you know very well. Okay, you know the actual purpose of what you call using a e-book. So you need not to carry dozens of books with you. Just one, that electronic gadget is enough. You have hundreds of books in that only. What do you mean by that? It's reducing the burden of carrying the books wherever you go, creating comfort to the customer. Swiggy and Zomato, you know very well. Everywhere you will be observing, you know, the employees of these companies supplying foods based upon the orders provided by the customers. Home delivery kind of services they are providing. So what do you mean by this? Value driven retail to values driven retailer. This is one more important trend. The next kind of trend is improved service offerings. What do you mean by this? All major retailers are trying to improve their services, online, offline services regarding product or service purchases, after sales services, and attending other issues regarding the sales and services. So by providing these extra services, automatically what happens, the customer will have a kind of good impression on those respective companies and their products. Four-wheeler company is there, Maruti Suzuki, understand? When anybody purchases a car, throughout the year you will be getting so many messages regarding what you call the maintenance of your vehicle, alerting what you call insurance expiry dates, and providing any other offers regarding the sales of the products are concerned, understand? So such is the way actually what is happening. The companies are competing each other to improve their businesses. Understand? Now you will be observing the hospital, industry also, these kinds of services. So because of this COVID pandemic, what happens? It's very difficult to go to hospitals physically. Even the medication, all the advices providing by the doctors online under the brand name of those respective hospitals. Nothing but improved services. Like all major retailers are trying to improve online, offline. Okay. Services regarding product or service purchases, after sales service, and attending other issues regarding the sales and services. The most effective example is here Apple stores. The quality of the products this Apple company produces. They sell actually what kind of products? Like consumer electronic items. Mobile phones, Apple phone, world famous phone, isn't it? Wristwatches, and also they are providing online services. So when a customer enters their stores, these people, first of all, they actually try to identify what is the need of the customer. Based upon that, they are going to suggest the product. Nothing but it's a kind of improved service offerings. So repeated same slide, please consider here. Next one, diversifying private brands. Retailers, in order to increase profits and create awareness, are establishing their own store brands. In few kinds of cities, you will be observing few established retailers will prefer to sell their own retailing products under their own name. Especially you will be finding in terms of the grocery items are concerned. In terms of coffee or tea powder is concerned, you will be having purchasing these powders and they will be packing and having their own shop name on that label, what you call the pack of that particular pockets. So what you call these private brands. The retailers need to be well aware of the private labels and other brands, copycat labels. But while private brands diversification is taking place, the retailers need to be very, very careful. Need to be very, very careful. Because imitators will be there, duplicate items will be selling with that of the name of the established brands. Understand? So diversifying private brands, this trend actually followed by Nestle. So by what you call establishing coffee kiosk concepts of India. What do you mean by this? They opened what you call coffee shops under the brand name of Nestle, understand? And offered variety kinds of coffees, understand, the customers who you want. Nothing but diversifying the private brands. Same way, Cadbury India set up chocolate vending machines with the help of eCuba and India BPL Mobile in Mumbai. So by taking the help of these two, what you call companies, the Cadbury India, providing the chocolate vending kind of operations through establishment of the special equipments. So what you call is diversifying private brands. So till now what we came to know? We came to know various trends as far as the internationalization of retail is concerned. What is that? The diversifying private brands, improved service offerings, value-driven retail to values-driven retailer, next internationalization. Okay. Now we are going to discuss the changing retail format. How the retail activities have been changing. So you just imagine 20 years, 30 years back, how was the situation, now what is the situation. At that time retailing activities means we used to have that brick and mortar kind of shops, physically existing shops. We actually experienced that one. We usually go to that shop, ask for the item, whatever required. We used to purchase that in that particular shop, Kirana stores, understand? From that stage onwards, now what is the stage we are having? What is the kind of format? Just being at the comfort of home itself. Through online, whatever you want, you are getting all the products to your home only. So you can observe the various changes as far as the retail activities are concerned. So what is that there? The retail format for the previous retailers was under one roof, one-stop location, time saving, ease of shaving, ease of shopping, considering consumers as the king. So this was the format. Examples are UK's Tesco Group managers. What is Tesco? Which is British multinational company, sells groceries and as well as general medicines. Now this company expanded into supermarkets, hypermarkets, departmental stores, convenience stores, neighborhood stores, order and cyber retailing. You see that last, cyber retailing means through online also they are doing the business. You can imagine the various kinds of forms changed by this retail activities. Now we discuss actually what are the things motivate us to go for international retailing. Basically what happens, if the local market saturates, they look forward other alternatives. Understand? In order to grab the existing business internationally, they go for internationalization of the retailing. But these facts exclusively going to explain, understand, what are the motives behind internationalization of the retailing. What is that? The growth and profitability. The major reason to go for international retailing is nothing but to grow and get more profit For any business, what is the considerable motive would be increase of profits and expansion of the businesses. That is possible by what to call international retailing only. The next one is economics of scale. So what do you mean by this? Generally, by going for producing units in bulk manner, the cost of per unit is going to be reduced. But the sales are going to be less. What will be there? The profits, whatever going to be generated, is going to be curtailed. So overall way, the best idea is nothing but go for international retailing in order to have the benefit of economics of scale. Risk diversification. Through the international retailing, what will be there? Possibility will be there to diverse the risk of what we call the facing the losses. If one country the products are not being sold, those products will be sent to other nations also, other countries also, where the demand is there for that products. What do you call this? The risk diversification. Uniqueness of product or services. Through the international retailing, few companies are there, they won't change the basic idea of the product or the services, but still they will be doing good businesses. Like electronic giant is there, software companies are there, understand? So this is one more advantage or one more what to call cause which motivates for any company to go for international retailing. Spreading R&D cost. So what is R&D cost here? Research and development cost. So always remember that the research and development activities are going to be backbone for any company. In order to maintain strong hold in the existing markets, what will be there? You need to show novelty in your product or services. You need to convince that customers you are going to provide the quality product or quality services comparatively with any other company products or services. Regularly, if you want to improve your product quality or services, how come which is possible? Which is possible because of only research and development activities. Millions of dollars would be invested for research and development activities. If international retailing, spreading of the retailing activities international wide is not possible, it's very, very difficult, understand, to bear the costs incurred by R&D activities. Hence, the international retailing is going to assist the companies, is going to give a very good supporting hand to the what you call the companies to spread the cost. So resources and ideas. So this is one more very much motivating thing which actually motivates the companies to go for international retailing. Understand? With the limited resources and as well as the ideas can be what you called expanded services or products to the international wide. So by that what will be there again? Improvement is possible as far as the business is concerned. Employees. So to operate few kinds of what you call production activities only one of the countries, what happens? The labor cost is going to be huge. So in order to have much more savings as far as what you call the labor cost, as well as to find the skillful employees, the best thing is nothing but the international what you call international retailing. Understand? So these are the few factors which motivates any company to go for spreading activities internationally. So what are those? Growth and profitability, economies of scale, risk diversification, uniqueness of product or services, spreading R&D cost, resources and ideas, and finally employees. Now we are going to discuss the evolution of international retailing. From what stage to now what stage the international retailing activities have been reached. So according to the Winston Churchill, famous historical man from UK, what he said, the further backward you look, the further forward you can see. That means if you want to have improvement, always you need to focus on your what you call history also. Same thing here also applied. So earlier the manufacturer branding image evolving. So earlier what was happening, the image branding creation was bleak. So most of the manufacturers unaware of what to call the actual importance of the branding of their own products. Slowly they started the branding of what to call the products. Manufacturers of the consumer goods were realizing in the significance of the brand names, improving to consumer recognition. So this is a one more phase. In this phase actually what happened, they started making the consumers or the customers realizing their products through their brand names. So recognition started among as the customers are concerned. The independent family owner retailer were dominate in the market. Earlier, most of the times you find, especially in India, all the retail activities were under the control of few families. Understand? So generally these activities headed by family head. Understand? Now from there, what is there? Now we can observe in the retailing activities also corporate culture. Direct relationships were prevailing among retailers and manufacturers. So earlier this was the situation, having the contacts directly with the retailers, with that of what we call the manufacturers. And finally, the retail activity is greatly affected by the use of latest technologies. Now what is the present situation as far as the retailing activities are concerned international wide? The internet. As you all know that the technologically now we are living in an advanced era. Understand? Just by ordering in the internet whatever thing you want, that will be we are going to get. Understand? So this actually shown huge impact as far as the international retailing is also concerned. The city center for becoming the center of attraction of retailing. This is a one more development or evolution as far as the international retailing is concerned. You will be observing, let us take our city only, Hyderabad only, few centers are there. They are actually known for big shopping malls. At weekends, understand, holidays, you find large, many more people shopping over there. Understand? They will be recreating over there. Understand? So this is a one more kind of evolution as far as retailing is concerned. So what do all these are going to explain? Evolution of international retailing. Okay. Now we are going to discuss what are the challenges as far as international retailing is concerned. Emergence of new markets. Best examples are China and as well as the India. Earlier, the US companies used to look forward in European markets as far as their expansion is concerned. But the present situation, if you consider, most of the US companies are eyeing on Indian markets and as well as Chinese markets. Then based upon the country, based upon the geographical conditions, the customers' habits are going to be changed. The demographical changes would be there. According to the customers, they should apply various kind of marketing strategies. So this is a considerable challenge as far as international retailing is concerned. Empowered consumer. You take our situation only 20 years, 30 years back, when you go for shopping anything, the advisor is going to be that shop owner itself. Understand? If he says that yes, this product is good, that's all. We believe in his words, understand? We used to purchase that product. But if you see the current situation, what is there? Before purchasing any product, we are going to have all the information on our fingertips itself because of the internet. Right from manufacturer to what are the ingredients are going to be used in that particular product. Every detail of any product we are going to have. So because of this, what is happening? The present day consumer is going to be more strong. So convincing the present day consumer is a very, very difficult thing. This is one more biggest challenge as far as the international retailing is concerned. What is that? Empowered consumer. Rise of e-age. Understand? Electronic age. Everything virtual nowadays. Understand? You need not to physically, go and visit that shops, brick and mortar kind of shops. Understand? Everywhere what is happening? E-shopping is going on. Through internet only you are purchasing all the things. Selection is going to take place. Understand? 3D kind of modeling is taking place. So because of this, what is happening? The customer is going to have complete information about the product. The legislation and the regulations. This is one more very, very important thing. Based on the country, what will be the rules and regulations are going to be changed. Like India, somewhat business friendly. UK, they also have the liberalized policies as far as what you call international businesses are concerned. But few other countries are there, North Korea, South Korea, understand? So there you cannot find freely doing business kind of things. They actually, have the strict rules. So for international retailing, that local rules and regulations are also very, very important. And final one, what is that? Variation in retail practices. Understand? So you find the establishment of the supermarkets, hypermarkets, exclusive brand stores, online retailers. Understand? So there is what you call here you find various differences as far as what you call the retail practices are concerned. Okay? So these are some of the challenges as far as international retailing is concerned. This is a very important discussion what we had till now. Challenges as far as international retailing is concerned. Okay. So with this I finish Unit 2. I will have further discussion in the next class. Thank you so much.